So I had a conversation with a young entrepreneur recently. It was kind of funny because he referred to me as Unc. And I'll admit, sometimes I forget that oftentimes when I'm out here in these streets, I am sometimes 2 decades older than a lot of individuals who are out here getting it in. And anyway, it was entertaining. And he asked me, he says, why are you so bullish on Detroit? At a time where you're getting close to a point where you could relocate, you could get up out of here. And quite frankly, relocate to more fertile soil, at least when you look at it from the outside looking in. And what I share with them is simply this. And I love Detroit. I don't want people to get it twisted. I love the city. I love the culture. It's what birthed me. It's where I get the grit from. It's where I get a lot of things from. And I just think Detroiters are some of the most beautiful people in the world. That's why anywhere you go in the world, you can always point out a Detroiter. But what I share with them is simply this. I said, look, man, when you weed out all the people who are just lazy, right? They're not willing to get up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. They're just not willing to put in the work, right? I call them McDonald's people. I call them Haagen-Dazs people, right? Always looking for a shortcut, always about consumption. They're just not willing to get out here and really get their grind on. Right? Once you weed those people out, the people who are always looking for a shortcut, always looking to get their hustle on, as opposed to really seriously building a business, right? Looking to give, trying to get paid as much as they can to give as little as they can, right? Man, that's another conversation for another time. But anyway, once you weed out the people who are allergic to reading, they can read, but they're allergic to it. They're allergic to intellectual conversation. They are allergic to being knowledgeable. And they have like an almost intrinsic hate and disdain. That's really low self-esteem for individuals who did take the time to learn, took the time to verse themselves, took the time to do what they needed to do to develop their intellectual skills and know-how. Right? Once you weed those people out, the people who don't like to learn, right? Once you weed out, man, this piece is so absolutely important. I was going to keep this short, but look, if you don't have work ethic, if you're not willing to learn, if you're not willing to transition from playing checkers to chess, you can't build ecosystem. Now, look, you can earn money without those things for a short period of time. You can get away with a lot, but you can't build ecosystem. And there's a difference, right? There's a difference between earning money for yourself versus building businesses, building systems that also allow others to make a difference. Allow others to make a living, so you really make a difference, right? All right, so I'm done with that. And then once you weed out the people who don't have integrity, and when I say integrity, I'm not talking from a moral standpoint in and of itself, right? I'm talking about people who just move in such a way where they've taken the time to develop the skill stacks, the knowledge stacks, the experience stacks, the talent stacks, right? They have taken the time to dig deep, right? Because you have a lot of people out here, they're looking for the accoutrements, they're looking for the shine, right? They want to be known, they want to be seen. And success is kind of like, metaphorically, it's like a tree, right? The tree grows up and it grows down. You see what's above ground. You see the fruit, right? You see the leaves, you see the aesthetics. But keep in mind that tree is also growing below the ground, right? So individuals who are willing to do the road work, people willing to put the time in the gym, people who are willing to sacrifice what they need to sacrifice, learn what they need to learn, grind the way they need to grind, before they become noticed, develop the skills so once they show up on the stage, they can execute and deliver. Right? That takes integrity. That takes consistency. That takes a willingness, once again, to invest the time, right? To give yourself time to cook at your pace, not worrying about what other people are doing, but at your pace. Once you weed those people out, look, let me tell you right now, there's not a lot of competition left. There's not a lot of people left. I'm out here in the ecosystem. I'm out here, from time to time, knocking on doors. I'm out here, pounding pavement periodically. And I'm looking at a lot of individuals who are here 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now who are eating. and now they sitting on the curb, right? And it's usually because one of the three things I just mentioned. And so that's why I'm so bullish on Detroit. Yeah, we got a lot of people coming in from outside of Detroit, who quite frankly are looking at Detroiters like lunch, like a meal. But there's still time for those who are willing to execute, willing to pay the price, willing to learn what they need to learn, willing to take the time to invest and build an ecosystem as opposed to a quick buck. And if that's you, you can crush it here in Detroit, right? The competition is very minimum. You go to other cities and other states where this conversation is just par for the course. People already know what time it is. They know what's up. It's not the case here in Detroit. You can still get it in because people really don't know the value of the real estate, the value of the business owners, the value of each other, for a million different reasons. I'm not going to go into that. So that was my message to the young man. That's my message to you listening in. Have a fantastic day. I celebrate your success in advance.